Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for joining us today. We are super excited to chat about Matter, a web coding tool for your existing code bases. Just very short, important information. Everyone who joined our waitlist today using the link in the chat of this stream will have fast track access to the Matter. We will invite you to our early access program tomorrow. And also feel free to ask questions in our chat. We will take care of them in our Q&A session. And actually, let's start with a short introduction of our speakers. We are the Matter product team, and I will start with myself. My name is Elena, and I am the product manager at Matter. And I have research and marketing background, and also I really love to work in early stage product development when you need to figuring things out and actually bring something new to the world. And also today we have Anton Sukhanosenko, Matter tech lead. Anton, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, folks. I've been a full-stack web developer for more than a decade now, I think. I enjoy exploring complex problems and really understanding the details behind them. And besides, I really enjoy working with non-dev colleagues. Especially what I like is to blend my technical knowledge, technical skills with their design and UX skills to achieve great results and to actually to come up with the best possible outcome. That's it for me, I think.
Great, thank you very much. Also, we have Vladimir Pitochkov today with us. He is a Matter product designer. Vladimir, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Elena. Hi, everyone. I'm Vladimir, product designer at Matter, and I'm, of course, really excited to be here today. And what excites me the most is that Matter actually is one of the first JetBrains products that truly includes designers and product managers as core users, not just developers. And that feels great, honestly. So yeah, passing the mic to Jan Nicholas.
Yeah, my name is Jan-Niklas Wortmann. I'm developer advocate for AI here at JetBrains. Before that, I did developer advocacy for web. So this is kind of like way up in my wheelhouse. Before that, I did like a bunch of consulting for Fortune 500 companies, which is always not fun.
Cool, thank you. So let's get started. Could you please share my screen? Yes, let's start. At JetBrains, we've been building tools for software developers for 25 years already. And we have millions of developers as our customers. And actually, it provides us pretty unique point of view because we see how deeply AI integrates in the software development pipeline already. And let's check some numbers. In 2022, GitHub Copilot was used by 1.2 million users. And by the end of 2024, it already been used by 37 million users. And also, based on various researches, we know that from 70 to 97% of developers now using AI tools for various tasks, coding-related tasks. And I'm curious, everyone, what is your experience with AI tooling in your software development, not only software development life? Anton, let's start with you.
Yeah, let's start with software developer, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, I started using AI back into 2023, I guess, when ChatGPT 3.5 came out. I used Copilot before, as you said, in 2022, but at that time it was just an auto-completion tool, I think so, and I didn't perceive it as AI. But with when the ChatGPT appeared, I started to I don't know, to fill in something interesting in this direction. And at first, I used it to mainly to generate code snippets for my pet project. It was written with Google Firebase, and I wasn't really good with the API, and ChatGPT helped me to actually learn it and to achieve the results, I would say so, but it was just a pet project. Since then, I've tried a bunch of agentic tools, including Cursor, including JetBrains Junior for my daily work. Since then, I think when Claude Code came out, I stuck with it, and I think I'm still like a big fan of it. And for me, it's especially impressive how such a simple terminal-style, terminal-based UI can be so powerful and self-sufficient for solving real tasks. Jan Nicholas, what about you?
Similar in a way. I think I started using it a little bit later. I think I started using it once Claude was more on the rise with like 3.7, something like that. Mostly in the chat-based interaction, I pivoted to agentic usage, which is just a bliss for developer advocacy because you can spin up a demo project in like a matter of minutes instead of crafting it properly. I started using Juni and agentic AI a lot more at that time when we released Juni, beginning of this year? Yeah, feels like forever ago. Now, as developer advocate, I also like using it to challenge my own bias and perception of things, just to get like an outsider view. Not saying AI is not biased; it very much is biased, but it's still a different perspective from my own. So that's one of the things where I really like using it, just like as a verification step in a way. What about you all?
Yeah, thank you very much, Vladimir. What about you?
Yeah, thank you, Anton. Thank you, Nicholas. So yeah, as like many people around, my journey with AI started, I guess, with ChatGPT, mostly for writing help, brainstorming, and occasionally experimenting with product or user research. After that, I tried a whole bunch of no-code AI tools like Claude, V0, Lovable, you name it, and I definitely saw the potential. But at that point, I was still hard to imagine how any of them could fit naturally into my everyday design workflow. Then I started to investigate so-called developer-oriented tools like Cursor. And to be honest, it wasn't easy from the very beginning since I'm a designer and I like some knowledge about it. But at some point, you get used to how it works. And the result was impressive, actually, until one day, Cursor deleted all my weak work after I hit Apply All Changes button. That was a really valuable lesson of learning how the Git works. Thank you for that, Cursor. So yeah, how about you, Elena? How do you use AI?
Yeah, actually, I heavily use AI in my daily workflows. I create documents, I do brainstorming and research together with Claude Code or ChatGPT. Also, a year ago, I started to explore prototyping with AI, and my first experience was with Cursor. And honestly, for me, it was difficult to adopt it because I do not have coding background, and and also back at that time, as I remember, Lovable was just launched. It's vibe coding tool for like non-developers, and I started to explore this tool, and I started to create prototypes with Lovable, and yeah, for me it's very like great great way to visualize my ideas, to explain my ideas. And for example, when we just started to explore our Matter onboarding flow, I iterated on the very, very first version together with Lovable. And yeah, it was really great because before I had to create a document, describe all my ideas, then pass them to designers and then to developers. And the whole pipeline it took, I don't know, months. But in my previous companies, in our team, it's much, much faster. But yeah, with this AI prototyping, I just really don't need to wait. I can do all this stuff on my own. And just one sec. Yeah, and actually, we see that AI is now compresses the entire product development lifecycle from research and product development to design and actually coding and development process. And we see that everyone, designers, product managers, and developers, of course, now co-create with AI. And yeah, as AI is reshaping also our team product development workflow, it would be great if, Vladimir, you could share your thoughts on how do you feel actually once we implemented these AI workflows in our processes.
Yeah, such a great question. Thanks for asking. Well, we literally design Matter in Matter now. And though I'm biased, but this is something. I think we accelerated our development cycle maybe 3 times. And sometimes I see the changes I made next day on production. And yeah, this is so satisfying for designers because before you need to wait for weeks, for days sometimes, but depends on the situation. And yeah, and speaking of my own workflows, I also started to design right in Matter more often rather than in Figma. And yeah, I think it's changing right now, and I already feel it. Okay, maybe you have any other real examples from the industry, Elena?
Yeah, sure. Great question. We see that, and we know that Intercom is platform for customer support. That their product design team now is using Cursor as a prototyping tool, and also that their product designers now create GitHub pull requests for developers, and that's how they try to handle small UI fixes. And also, there was a great interview, maybe a week ago, on Lenny newsletter podcast, and there was LinkedIn CPO who told that they launched a full stack builders program. And basically, full stack builder program is it is about small AI accelerated pods where one person or very tiny team can handle the whole product development cycle from idea to design, code, and launch. And yeah, it's actually the type of teams we are building Matter for, because we are building Matter for those modern product teams. And here I want to hand in the screen to Vladimir and Anton, and we will proceed with Matter demo.
Yeah, thank you, Elena. Yeah, thank you, Alex, for sharing my screen. So yeah, let's set up the project. And since we did the product for non-developer people, and that's very important, with existing code bases in mind, one of the trickiest challenges in my mind was to design the right onboarding, of course. And honestly, I think the team nailed it. But yeah, let me show you the whole cycle. So also another important note, each should be a web-based project. And in our case, we'll take our own landing page. So we have it on GitHub. I'll just copy the link and paste it to Matter. Okay, so now Matter see the link from GitHub, and it already provided me a name for my project. I will just slightly improve it and remove this and that. And I think we're good to go. Yeah, and actually, I need to mention one more thing. You may ask and you may wonder how often designers have an access to a GitHub, and I assume not too often. And in that case, you actually have two options. You actually have several options. First, you can invite a developer teammate from your team by clicking on that button, and developer will help you to set the project. And the main thing is that you need to do it only once, and after that, the whole team will benefit on this setup. This is very important. Okay, let's get back to the demo. So now, Matter asked me for a personal access token. And so maybe could you please clarify why we need that?
Yeah, the thing is, in this particular scenario, the thing is that the repository under the question, JetBrains/Matter landing, it's a private repository, and Matter doesn't have access to it, obviously, and we need to provide the access. And if you have a public repo, in this case, it can be more or less fine without a token, but with private repo, that just doesn't work this way. You need to authorize Matter there. And the easiest way to do this, and it doesn't require much rights from you. You do not need to be an admin in the repository. Better to be an admin, but you do not need to. Is to provide the access token, which you can obtain by clicking the Get Access Token button. Vladimir, can you please click? Yeah.
Sure.
Every time
you just need to log in
yeah.
your GitHub account, and here's the screen, developer settings, where you can issue a new personal access token. You can add a name here, and you're good to go. But I already did it before, and I'll just need to paste it here. And also, before I said apply, I wanted to add that today we're lucky to have Anton here on the stream, and I can ask him questions. But if you don't have a developer close to you, you can just hit the how to generate a token button, and Matter will provide you and clarify you where you can find it. And there is also another option. You can request a support. Of course, our support will not generate a token for you, but we'll do our best to explain where to find one. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's proceed. Yeah, now we're checking the connection. And yeah, we now starting to mirror in the project. And again, Anton, maybe you can shed some light on this very important procedure.
Yeah, so what's going on here actually is we are making a copy of your repository on our server in order to basically, it's not only a copy, but it's called mirror because we will be updating it with each new change in your original repo. But you may think of this copy as a safe space. So basically, every idea, every change you make does not affect the original repo unless you explicitly allow this. And I heard quite often that designers are afraid experimenting in the existing code bases.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
especially in my case with Cursor. Sorry, my case with Cursor when I deleted like by myself, kinda. With Matter, it's completely safe, like so-called sandbox where you can experiment and without thinking of being screwed in the end.
Yeah. And what's happening further? So actually, the repository is cloned, it's mirrored, and now Matter AI agent tries to figure it out how to actually work with this repository. What are the patterns here? It reads README, and it generates instructions. And in particular, the task it has currently is to figure it out how to launch your application, how to launch it, how to prepare the environment, and how to show you your website, basically. So you can see it, interact with it, and ask to do some changes. This procedure takes, I don't know, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes usually. but I think we are pretty close to the next step, or not yet. So it's basically it's exploring. Yep.
I also got a question from the chat that we can put in like a little intermezzo. Can I
Please
use
go ahead.
Matter with a privately self-hosted GitLab instead of GitHub?
Yes, I can answer this. I think it's it can. And the authorization will be a bit different in this case. You will need to provide your SSH keys or probably password. No, I think it works only with SSH keys. So basically, you will provide your SSH key, and we will clone this repository, and it will work quite fine, except we do not support GitLab merge requests at the moment. Later on, we'll be showing the flow with GitHub pull requests. So it's not the case for GitLab yet, but I think we will support it, in the future.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think our repository is ready, which is actually great. And now Matter asked us to provide some NPM token. Anton, could you please tell us what does the agent actually want here? What kind of NPM token?
Yeah, pretty confusing for a non-dev, sorry, but
Absolutely.
that's the real world scenario, actually, and that was intended that we stumble upon it. Basically, what's happening here? Our repository uses, it downloads dependencies from private registry. So you may have heard about npmjs.org. It's a public registry with all like public packages you may import, you may install to your application. And the thing is that inside JetBrains, we have our own libraries, our own component libraries, like you may see their names here, actually, Web Team, RescueUI, etc.
Yeah, research,
and
Web Team.
Yeah, and we download them from our private registry, which requires authentication, unfortunately for non-dev, but it's a secure way actually to distribute the dependencies inside an organization. Luckily, Vladimir already
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I shared it.
You provided me the token before, so now I can easily paste it here. But again, if you don't know what agent asks you, don't be bothered by either inviting a developer or requesting a support. We are here to help you. But for now, let's
and
proceed
one more.
with
Let's proceed. And one more important thing here is that you can mention people in chat. I think we can show it a bit later, but you can also mention your developer. You can invite him or her, of course, and mention.
That's actually a great addition. Thank you for mentioning that. Since you are on the stream, it will be a bit strange to ask help from you in the chat, but yeah, I can do that as well. And you will receive a notification, and you will receive even a Slack notification, because we also have a Slack integration, but you just need to turn it on. Anyway, let's proceed with this setup. Anton, please go ahead and explain what is going on right now with the project.
Yeah. So it's just to, I'm explaining that just out of your curiosity, because actually in the happy path scenario, you do not need to know that. So it's basically just, it should happen automatically, and it will happen automatically, I hope. Fingers crossed. And currently the agent tries to figure it out. So it noticed that this project requires Node.js 24, and the default environment, okay, so it was faster than I expected. Sorry.
Right.
So I think
we already have a preview environment running, right? And now we are waiting for a warm-up script also running.
Yeah, so
right?
basically there are two kinds of scripts. So warm-up script is a preparation script, which actually makes your environment suitable for this project. And the second script, and I can see here also that I started speaking about that. It noticed that it needs to install Node.js 24. Let's see if it will succeed, because it's something new for me.
Let's see. Fingers crossed,
fingers crossed again, as usual. And you can also go to the timeline and open the
open
the terminal.
Let's check this process.
Yeah, and here we see that it looks like it succeeded with the Node.js installation, and now it downloads the dependencies from our private registry, which I told you about just a couple of minutes ago. It should take around, I don't know, a minute.
Like a minute as
maybe
well, yeah.
Like a minute, yes. Not that much, but the good news is here that you need to do it once, and then we will take the snapshot of your file system, and we will reuse it for later ideas, for later tasks. So this is onboarding. You need to invest your time, but then everything will be happening much faster. Yep.
Okay, now, yeah, the warm-up script also succeeded. Now we can, what next actually?
Yeah, and next we have the next script. You can also open it. Thank you. It's much simpler, and it basically it runs the development server for our landing page. And this strange structure about like CD landing / meta, it's needed because I forgot to mention it before, but this repository is a mono repository actually with all our landing pages. And
It's pretty huge, yeah, to be
it's
honest.
pretty
Like
huge.
all
Yeah,
landing
yeah.
pages from JetBrains.com are stored there.
Yes, exactly. It's pretty huge, and that's why it required some time. Well,
Yay, yay. Success. All looks great to me. And as I mentioned before, this is our existing Metro landing page, which is located online. And now we can see the very same website also online, and I can open it in YouTube. And yeah, every button here works as on the real website, which is great. And now for me, preview looks good. And we can proceed with the first task, I guess. Let's see. Okay. For those who are like the ideas for the first task, we have a few of them already created, but for now I have some task in mind. And let me start with something simple. So my idea for now is to add a typewriter effect. Firstly, I will use one of our very interesting. So yeah, let me first explain you about the UI of the Matter. I assume it should be pretty familiar for everyone who ever tried to use vibe coding tools. You have a chat to the left, and you have a live preview on the right. But in our case, again, this is a live preview of your application, existing application from GitHub, you know? And it is pretty fascinating, actually. And you can write in the chat, you can ask questions to agent, and you will see agent response here. And you can use different tools from here. Here is like, you can copy link, you can change the zoom level. You can also check the device mode by selecting different devices. And yeah, actually, one
I just
more
wanted to
interesting.
interrupt you.
Yeah.
Sorry about this feature. I just recalled that this is what was one of the first features you implemented in Matter itself and merged it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you for mentioning that. This feature indeed was vibe coded by myself in Matter, and as far as I remember, it was merged mostly without any changes by one of our front-end developers, which was I was like really excited back then. Okay, let's go to the next tool. Here is the select element tool, and I will use it right away to actually select this line. And I'd like to add a typewriter effect to that line. So I prepared some prop in advance, and what I basically want, I want to change the last word to something similar, close by meaning, like a synonym, the same shortness, and let's see how it will go. So now started the process of thinking, and soon we will see some clarification what is going on, some process behind. It takes time sometimes.
Yeah, I guess it takes time for the first launch of the task. It might be not that fast, but yeah, it's a bit longer than usual, I think. demo effect.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice. So basically, that's interesting that the agent didn't say anything and just started executing it. Yeah, it's unusual.
That's
but
weird. That's unusual. Yeah.
yeah, but then the reasoning appeared. What I say here is that what's going on here actually is that the agent tries to localize this place in the code base, and where we can see that.
And I already see some changes. Yeah, like
Yeah.
49 lines already.
Yeah,
added.
we can see the synonyms here. Even if you cannot read code, you may see that.
Yeah.
Those words should appear. And yep, let's see.
Oh,
how
now
it
and new version was just created. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically what I wanted from Matter.
Can you
They
please
changed the word like.
Can you
Yeah.
please zoom in it a bit with like not 50%, but yeah, I think that's much nicer. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Great. And now we can add something more complex, I guess. So as you can see right now on the Matter landing, we don't have any entry points for Matter application. And it's actually pretty sad. Let's fix it. And first, let's add a login button to the header. And I could do it both ways. I can just prompt it here in the input and see how it goes. And I also can help agent a little bit and select once again with the select element tool the header to provide like a better context to the agent. And what it will add, it just add a button to the header opposite the JetBrains logo, aligned to the right.
Yeah, let's see if the agent will say something this time.
But yeah, this demo effect again.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's not a problem, but that's just not how I used to this. But by the way, which model do we use? Can you please hover on the cloud icon?
Yeah. Right now we use
Opus model.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be that something changed in this model just today, I think. That's the reason.
Let us check what was changed so far.
Yeah, so what I wanted to notice here is that the agent figured it out to use the button from our code base. So it didn't invent a new button. It just reused the existing one, but yeah, we have something funny here. It's like,
yeah, we have something funny, but design-wise, not that funny. I would expect it to be more contrast, I would say. But okay, as you mentioned before, this is not just a random button which was created or hallucinated by the agent, but this is a real button from our library, component library, right?
Yeah, yeah, right. And I think that what's wrong here is the theming settings, actually. So it didn't figure it out how to properly put theming setting. But you can prompt it as a designer, just say.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask something simple here. Just fix the contrast of the button. I think agent will handle it. Yeah, let's see.
Let's see. Yeah, sometimes that happens. But if the agent was implementing the button from scratch, I'd say it will be better, but it won't be that usable on the later stage of the development.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We do not need new button in the code base. Okay, so it styled it. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agent added some styles. Now at least I can see it. Again, it's not the case to check the smartness of the agent, yeah, and also design-wise, I would make it a little bit different. But to check some idea, to check some use cases, I think it's fine for now. Okay, but what next? I think it would be nice to implement some form which will appear after clicking on the login button in the header. And with that, we will also want to share another interesting feature we have. The feature is import from Figma. It's basically an integration with Figma, and you can paste a link to the Figma artboard. So here I have this form created in Figma, and what I just need to copy link to selection and then pass the selection to Matter. Yeah, so let's send it to Matter, and as you can see already, I see unfurled Figma frame, which is so great. You will see in a moment.
Vladimir, may I ask you,
Sure.
why do you still use Figma in your work? Maybe can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, Anton, thank you. Very nice question. I ask myself every time about this, but actually, I can say that those vibe coding tools now can, replace Figma, because sometimes it's easier to start like the raw idea in Figma, even for me, and it's basically save you time. It's like a piece of paper where you can easily try different things, different styles. And yeah, I think we will stick with Figma for some time. I don't know about the future, but for now it works perfectly fine with like this flow. I first start to do something in Figma, but then I can go to Matter, for example, and share my artifact to Matter instead of replacing it with the prompt and describing the like this artboard with this form by words. It's like just save a lot of time. But let's check what is going on here. First of all, which is really great and really fascinating, Matter already downloaded all the icons from my Figma mockup, so I don't need to provide any SVG icons anywhere. Okay, it seems
It's already
the new
finished,
version,
yeah.
yeah, already finished. Let's see what we have here. I'm excited. Okay, let's recall what we had
Well,
and
that
what
was
we have right
that
now.
was close.
Yeah, that was a close call. Okay, I have some ideas why we see those green gradients here, because as far as I remember, we have some hover effects for those buttons, and I will ask Matter to just show those green gradients only on hover on the button, right? Let's see how it will go. And maybe you can clarify what was wrong, because I mean, rounded corners, it's not really something
there
difficult.
yeah, it indeed, you're right. It's not that difficult to round the corners of the div, but the tricky thing here is that Matter actually reused the component from the codebase for the pop-up again, and it's not that customizable, but it's an existing pop-up, and
Okay, I see.
our agent decided to. No, this is actually a wrong place. It's just an import.
Okay. I'm a sound designer. Yeah, you know.
So it reused the pop-up from our component library. It's not that customizable, but it still decided to use it because why not? Because we need to, not to create new pop-up every time, I think. But if you really need to, you may force Matter to invent a new pop-up. I do not think we need to do this right now.
Yeah, but I mean, let's see what was happened with the last prompt I sent.
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I think now it looks pretty nice. So maybe we can proceed with this rule to, make the same design as in Figma and to force a design. What do you think? What would you suggest to write here?
I think we can jump to to pull requests and stuff like that, because I personally already like the result. I think you can.
That's true. Actually, with this artifact, sorry for interrupting you. With this artifact, I can already pass it to either Elena or to developers or to any other stakeholders, because the concept is clear, and also I can like send a summary of the task, because it's like some document I can use for creating an issue tracker. And again, since there is I had a link for that I can open it in new tab and share with Elena, and she can comment on that. She can open the link on her own laptop. That's very convenient, to be honest. And but since we are a software developer company, right, we decided to go even further in this workflow and introduce a handoff via pull request in GitHub. It's like I think it make it the whole process so seamless in a familiar to developer way. So let's just click continue in GitHub button.
Yeah,
and
the thing is that we do not want to lose your work. We would like to use it as a foundation for the developers' work. And as far as I see, the code quality is already quite high. So certain changes such as typing effect, I would have merged right away. Why not? And regarding the login form, we need to add certain behavior there because the buttons, they do not work actually at the moment. We can achieve it via Matter. Why not? We can achieve it with the developer with their local tooling. So that's actually up to you. And what I especially can you please add me as a reviewer for this?
Yeah, sure. I was just about to add you as a reviewer and assign this pull request to you, and I can even ask you to check this. So
yeah, well, almost. Yeah,
almost.
The developer tooling, it's not that easy.
That's true.
I also wanted to mention what's nice here. Vladimir, can you please scroll up? Yeah, to the description, is that there is a link to the original Matter task and to the original Matter preview. And when I start looking at the pull request as a developer, I can see the preview, and that's actually very valuable because I cannot imagine how the markup looks like, and I need to either check out this locally and launch, or I can just actually see it in Matter, and that's a huge difference for me. Yeah.
So let's get back to Matter, and to sum it up, what we have in the end. We have, first of all, created draft of the pull request. And besides this artifact, we have a live preview with all the changes. We can open it in a new tab, and you can see how your site or web application looks the same way it looks in the open in a new browser tab. You can continue actually to work here in the select element mode. Besides, we have a summary of all the changes which were introduced in this task or idea, as we call it. And what also curious, actually, if I pass this to Elena, for example, and she decided to change something on top of my changes, she can easily duplicate the idea, and without bothering my task, she can proceed with new ideas on top of my ideas. And here's where real collaboration started to work, right? And I can mention here Elena as well, but not now, but for example, and I can mention Anton here, can you check this? Do you like it? And yeah,
Well,
now
I already have a pull request, but thank you.
yeah, thank you. I think this is it. Maybe Elena, you can have something to add here.
Thank you very much, folks, for this demo. So let's just summarize what we've seen today. So we set up a new project in Matter, and we actually connected monorepo in less than 5 minutes, and I think it's a great actually result. Then we started to iterate on our tasks using our chat with AI agent and using our live preview. And then we just checked a few use cases and created a GitHub pull request for a developer, which he or she can check and then merge. I want to add on top that I, as a product manager, actually now use pretty similar workflow. So, for example, if I have an idea, I can just jump directly to Matter chat and start iterate on our user interface. And once I'm happy with result, I just create, I just copy actually this PRD, which Matter prepared for us, and just create issue tracker, issue in issue tracker, and to get also share the link to live preview I generated. Or sometimes I start with issue tracker, where I describe my ideas and tasks. I want to be ready, and I just copy this issue, this PRD to Matter chat, and start from this point. And then I use same flow, so I iterate on the UI, on our prototype, and then share it with my engineering team. Or sometimes I can also create GitHub pull request. This live preview is very cool stuff for me as a PM, because sometimes I need to validate my ideas with customers or like real world users, and then I really can iterate on my own and share this link with, for example, users during my user interview, and ask them to interact with this artifact, with this live preview, because it's like real working website. And this is really huge thing for me as a product manager. As we already mentioned at the beginning, this Matter workflow helped us to speed up our own feature development at least 3 times. Sometimes we think maybe even
more.
even more. We are very happy that you spent some time today with us. That's actually it. We could proceed with Q&A section.
I technically have like 1,000,001 technical question for Anton, but I should probably do that offline. One thing that you kind of touched on in the chat, but let me just pull it up. Where's my cursor? There. Is the preview link public? Can I just send it out on social media, and can everyone have a look and provide feedback? Slightly exaggerating.
May I answer this?
Sure.
No.
So I was the first to answer. Actually, that's a funny thing, because initially they were public, but then we decided that for an enterprise environment and to make things safer, we close it by default under the authorization. So only if you have a person in Matter, only then they can see the preview, and that's by design. But I think that it is easier to do this anonymous now, because it's harder to implement, the authentication, and it's easier to make it anonymous. But one thing I would like you to know probably is that with the development environment, so as you may have seen, like it was Yarn run dev. So it's a dev server. It's not really designed for high load. I think you cannot share it like, I don't know,
Twitter.
In Twitter, if you are really a popular person. But to share it with stakeholders, it's perfectly fine, yes. And I think we will implement the anonymous access tool in the future.
Cool. Thank you very much for clarifying on that. Does the preview link expire at some point, or do you just keep it up for an infinite amount of time in case someone circles back to it?
I can also handle this question, because
I figured.
because it's also a technical one. Sorry. So basically, as you may have noticed, under the hood we actually spin up a virtual machine, and it works and serves this web server. But the thing is that it's this virtual machine, it's actually not completely free. And it is fine when you work with it, but if we notice that you do not use it for a certain amount of time, we actually hibernate it. And when someone comes and try to access the preview, we wake it up and then serve the preview again, but you need to wait. But anyway, this experience is not that great, I would say so, and we have it in mind to actually add the deployments feature. So when we are going to hibernate your environment, we are going to build your front end, pack it, and put it on CDN actually, and serve it from there. In this way, it will be completely free for you, and the preview will be loading instantly in this case. So this feature we have in mind in our roadmap. It will work for certain kind of projects, for sure, for front-end only projects, because what we forgot to mention here, with Matter, you can develop any kind of web project. So if you have a backend, you can spin it up there. If you have, I don't know, database in Docker, whatever, you can spin it up in the container. But if your setup is pretty simple and you have on the front end, on the static resources, we can serve it from CDN and it will work blazingly fast. Yeah, that's it basically.
That is super cool. That would be like huge for enterprise with like different staging environments. If you just the hoops I had to go through to get like a certain staging environment, if I can just say Matter, take care of that. Cool. There are a couple questions in the chat. So before I keep going back to my technical questions, just calling dibs basically, let's go over the questions from the chat. If the program you want to import requires a somewhat extensive database, and you literally just touched on that to some extent, with Docker, Postgres, Supabase, you name it, can I get this running, or will the build just yell at me and big red flashy angry text?
Well, it may yell at you and big red flashy text, but technologically wise, there is nothing standing on your way. So you have a machine, a virtual machine, and it's pretty generic. Ubuntu Docker container with Docker capabilities, as I said, and yes, you can run a database there. Actually, we've seen one of our clients was doing that. But it's what may be depending on your.
Sorry, I need a quick sanity check. Am I just hearing you terribly?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh,
Me too.
Okay.
Could you please move the mic a bit closer? Maybe just go,
well, now.
Mic. Yeah, now
it's better.
Radio voice.
Yeah.
Maybe I just just accidentally touched it, and that okay.
Don't touch.
That's interesting. What was what were the last words that you
I hardly anything. So just.
Just repeat you.
Just repeat. Yeah, I just wanted to say that technologically wise, there is no like limitations of what you can run there. So you have a virtual machine, like a generic Linux Docker container with Docker and Docker capabilities, as I said before, and you may run another Docker container with Postgres database inside, or just the Postgres database as a process, and it should work perfectly well. You may what can go wrong actually is that you may need a really huge machine, like I don't know, with quite a lot of RAM. I think now we have 16 gigabytes of RAM by default, but we can increase the size for you. It's just ask us. For now, it's not available from the UI, but we can do that. But we've never met such huge setups. For now, technologically wise, it should be fine. Yes.
So it's one of those things. Should work. Might have a couple of rough edges because it's officially not quite there. Is that a fair summary?
Yeah, it usually depends on your setup. Yes, it depends. I think.
Love it.
It should work in most of the cases, but for certain very very demanding cases, it might not work. So yeah, it depends, but give it a try.
Cool. And if it doesn't work, I can give you Anton's personal phone number. Just give him a call, no problem.
Of course, and my home address.
This is actually how the invite support works. We just call Anton and like
One more question about our extensive JetBrains ecosystem. In Juni, you can create a guidelines file with Markdown to keep track of certain requirements, boundaries, etc., etc. Is that a thing that is supported by Meta as well?
Vladimir, do you want to answer?
Yeah, I can answer. Actually, we do have a guidelines feature inside of Measure. And if we can share my screen, I can even show where it is located. Can we? Great, thank you very much.
I think it will be useful, yeah.
Yeah, so here we have a coding guidelines, which one can customize and can add more information and instructions to the agent. And as far as I remember, they work pretty fine. I mean, they really help agent to solve tasks, right, Anton? Please clarify.
Yeah, in my experience, yes, they help. And we also, when you import your project to Matter, we also try to figure it out if you used ClodeMD, for instance, before, and we import ClodeMD. We support it too.
Cool.
And we also thought about to add some guidelines based on your discussion with the agent later. We've been thinking about that as well, like updating on the go. But yeah, anyway, you can make it manually right away, so it's supported in Matter.
Neat. That's cool. That was the last. Okay, that should be the next question. Does Matter really improve the communication between designers and developers? And I was wondering that the same question. How's that from your experience as
I think it's also up to Vladimir to answer as a designer.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So first of all, let me make a step back. So we had this collaboration in mind from the very beginning of our work on Matter. And as you can see that I can mention folks in the chat, and also can share my link with preview to other folks. This all works in a collaboration. And we believe that collaboration is actually the key of product development. And we don't aim to, those indie developers or indie designers, vice versa. We aim to teams specifically, because as I mentioned before, we think that this is the main value of product development, and the thing that really matters is the team beside the project. And I think with Matter, we kind of nailed it in terms of we supported basic scenarios with also with the Slack integration, with the Handoff, either with the summary and the issue tracker, and with the pull request feature. Yeah, maybe Elena can add something on top based on her experience.
I covered this topic a bit earlier, but I feel that it's much easier to explain your ideas to developers and to stakeholders, because also, as I mentioned before, you don't need to write a Google document and ask all the audience to imagine what is your idea about. So for me, Matter is a tool which help to speed up and improve collaboration and communication. And for me, as a product manager, it is crucial because it's one of my key, responsibilities to communicate with various folks inside team and outside of the team. I think it's a great tool for improving communication in general.
Yeah, and may I just ask one more thing on top? Sorry, folks. I just realized that actually during our setup, both our setup and both working on the task, from time to time, I need some help from Anton. And what is really great, because Anton sometimes might be unavailable, right? So he might be in vacation or whatever. But if I share, if I mention him here, or if I share the link to the task, the context of the task will remain the same. And this won't work with a local setup, right? If you're working, for example, in Cursor, and you have this local setup, local host, and things like that, you can't explain like easily if you need help from a developer colleague. And with Matter, you actually can just share the link to the chat, and they will see exactly the same like chat history with all the prompts I used, with all the artifacts I used, like Figma link and like, yeah. And this make it so much easier to explain and to help when you need help. So yeah, I think this is one of the greatest like improvement of my flow since I switched from like not switched from Cursor, but since I tried Cursor and I experienced different problems with both with the setup and sometimes with some like lack of knowledge of software development and when I need help from my colleagues. Now with Matter, I don't need any of that. I just can share the link and I can just mention the person here and yeah, basically.
I'm curious also to hear Anton's perspective on that, because now if I like playing devil's advocate, right, assuming you're a team of 3 people, Anton being the only developer, now you have 3 developers, so quote to quote. How is that with your workload? Just reading through code quality goes a little bit in that direction. How has your work changed with Matter?
Yeah, from my perspective, it's actually 50-50, I would say. Some changes, they are at the moment, they can be merged almost as it is. And I really enjoy like doing only small tweaks to the solution and merging them, because it actually it unloads me. Because I do not like implementing markup as close as possible to the mockup. And if designer has passed me this, then I am pretty sure that this is exactly the they want to see in production. So visually, and I think that in this sense, I can only refactor certain things under the hood, but I need to keep the look the same. So actually, markup things are, yeah, for me it's a huge relief. I can concentrate on more interesting tasks, on logic, on, I don't know, refactoring, even on updating guidelines for the agent, because I see that the agent performs strangely or does weird things, for instance. So it's my flow changed in this sense that I'm more like a facilitator and mentor. And besides, it's probably my personal trait, but I like actually helping people. I like mentoring. I like
that's true. That's all true.
Yeah. I like coming to designer tasks and even help them prompting sometimes, or explaining why this thing doesn't work. But I'm not sure that it's like up for everyone. I think people usually work in a bit different environments, so they actually pass the work via pull request. So it's 50-50, but in the worst case scenario, when I see that the code is completely unusable, it's complete mess. But I must notice also here that with the new models, it's more rare scenario now. So the new model, the newer model, the better code quality is. It's still sometimes, yeah, can be messy, but in the worst case scenario, I have a reference implementation. I know how it should look like, and I see, and I also have a definition of done written for me, and I can implement it from scratch. I can reprompt it as I like, and yeah, for me it wouldn't be a waste of time. I can quite quickly, I can understand quite quickly whether this code worth my attention or it's complete mess. But yeah, I think that this 50-50 will be shifting to 80-20, I guess, soon.
Yeah, that's cool. I can very much share that opinion with Markdown. It's like I don't want to deal with that.
We have one more comment in chat. It's actually quite funny, but thank you very much. We have source maps enabled in Meta JetBrains AI Web UI. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Can blame AI, I guess, for that. But we will disable them. Thank you, really.
You just wanted to make the experience more able to explore for everyone. It's a feature.
Yeah, open source.
Basically. Any last words before we wrap things up?
It was great to chat today with you folks. Thank you very much for this conversation. I enjoyed it a lot. And yes, as I mentioned in the beginning, if you join our waitlist, Matter waitlist today using the link I posted in the chat earlier, we'll provide you Matter access tomorrow, so you don't need to wait in our waitlist. So feel free to use this option, and it would be also great to collect your feedback. As we are at the very early stage right now, and we continue to improve our product based on the user feedback, and it is very, very important for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you everyone who joined this session. It was really great to share this experience from the very beginning, like we've setting up the product to handing off to developer via pull request. And I'm really glad that although it didn't go the way we think it will go in terms of because the agent is kind of unpredictable, but I'm glad it worked fine. So yeah, we will continue to make Matter inside of Matter, and I hope we will hear more promising stories based on your experience working with Matter and how you use it. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, and also from my side, I also see one more question in chat. I think I will address it quickly. I'm not sure I actually competent enough to address it, but I will try. So will it possible to use Matter with a Compose desktop project? Yes, including the select tool. I'm not that experienced with Compose desktop, so sorry for that. But if you can launch this Compose desktop project inside web, in a web browser, I hope there is, like cross-platform capability here. In this sense, you may use it inside Matter in iframe, as we shown. Yeah, I think it should be possible, but it will be interesting to see if you will try and you will succeed. It would be interesting experience, I think, because most of the time we can work with any front-end technology, but we better work with conventional technologies such as Webpack, White, React, and stuff like that. So it will be really interesting to see. I guess so. Yeah, I think it should work in the case it can be launched in the web browser. That's it from my side regarding this question. And final words. I don't know. Thank you, folks. It was really a pleasure to share all these things with you. I'm really excited to share my experience as a developer, and I really like explaining things and what's going on behind the scenes. It's my pleasure.
Cool. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.